Imagine a surgeon in the 1900s, scalpel in hand, staring at a random 3-inch worm-shaped pouch hanging off your gut. And instead of asking what it does, he just shrugs and goes, probably nothing. Let's start yanking these out of babies just in case. That actually happened. For almost 100 years. Your appendix has had genuinely one of the worst PR campaigns in the history of the human body. It got labeled useless. A leftover. Evolutionary junk mail nobody asked for. Doctors have removed literally millions of them on the logic that it does nothing. So who cares? Meanwhile, your appendix has just been sitting there this whole time, quietly doing an actual job, and nobody bothered to ask. So let's ask. For most of medical history, the appendix got blamed for exactly one thing: appendicitis. It swells up, it can rupture, it can kill you if nobody deals with it fast. And because doctors only ever saw it when it was going wrong, they assumed that was its whole personality, like judging a fire extinguisher by the one time it exploded. But here's the part that never made it into the old textbooks. Scientists went looking for the appendix in other animals, expecting to find it basically nowhere, since useless leftover parts don't usually stick around for millions of years. Evolution is not sentimental. It deletes what it doesn't need. Instead, they found it, or something doing its job, in over 150 different species. Rabbits have one. Beavers have one. Some rodents have a version so large it takes up a chunk of their entire abdomen. That is not what a discontinued product looks like. That is not what junk mail looks like. That's what something important looks like when biology keeps rebuilding it again and again across completely different branches of the animal family tree. So what is it actually doing? Turns out your gut is not just a food tube. It is an ecosystem, trillions of bacteria living inside you, most of them good, helping you digest food, make vitamins, and keep your immune system calibrated. And that ecosystem is fragile. Get food poisoning, take a rough course of antibiotics, catch a nasty stomach bug, and that whole internal ecosystem can get wiped out, not damaged. Wiped. Like a server crash for your microbiome. And this is where your appendix quietly reveals what it's been doing this whole time. Researchers now believe it functions as a safe house, a tucked-away pocket off the main gut, out of the direct path of food and waste, where a backup colony of good bacteria sits in reserve. Protected, untouched, waiting. When your gut gets nuked by illness, the appendix opens the vault and reseeds your entire digestive system from its private backup supply. It is not useless tissue. It is a biological restore point. Your body's version of a save file, sitting there in case everything else gets deleted. And this actually lines up with something doctors have quietly noticed for years. People who've had their appendix removed are statistically more likely to develop a serious bacterial gut infection later in life. Not guaranteed, not catastrophic, but the risk goes up. Which is a very strange pattern for an organ that's supposedly doing nothing. There's more. Some researchers think it plays a role in training your immune system early in life, acting almost like a classroom where immune cells learn to recognize the difference between good bacteria and dangerous invaders. Get that classroom removed, and your immune system may end up slightly less prepared for what's coming. None of this means the appendix is some untouchable sacred organ you should panic about. If it's inflamed and about to rupture, you get it removed, full stop. That surgery saves lives every single day and always will. But the old idea, the one printed in decades of textbooks, that it's just biological packaging peanuts left over from some ancient rabbit diet, that idea is dead. Scientists killed it. The appendix didn't do anything to deserve its reputation except sit quietly, doing its job for millions of years, while nobody asked it a single question. And honestly, there's something oddly relatable about that. An organ that gets ignored, underestimated, written off as pointless, and is actually working overtime in the background the entire time, keeping the whole system running, getting zero credit for it. So next time somebody calls their appendix useless, tell them it's a backup server for their entire digestive ecosystem, quietly running in the background, waiting for the one day everything else crashes. That's not nothing. That's one of the most patient organs in your entire body.